Hi, I am Dave, the executioner of Dave's Guillotine Services. Now, something that you may not know about me is that I am actually the richest guillotine man in the world. See this mask? This isn't your average executioner's mask. It's actually imported silk from Japan. And this is a 100% authentic ninja mask. Anyways, I should tell you how I made my money. It all began with the Americans winning their revolution. Now, they would never have won their revolution if France had not donated large sums of money. Now, France had also been fighting in the 7 Years' War, so after both wars had ended, they were flat broke. And at the same time, a famine had occurred, so now the country had no food and no money, except for one man, King Louis XVI. He was sitting pretty at his castle in Versailles with his wife, Marie Antoinette, spending as much as they wanted and eating as much as they liked. Because the king was eating so well and spending his money so much, the peasants got, annoyed, because while he was eating as much as he wanted, they were fighting in the streets for pieces of bread. So, the king decided to call upon the Estates General, which was the first estate of the clergy and the church, the second estate of the nobility, and the third estate, which was pretty much everyone else. What the third estate wanted was to have a new meeting where they could have more representatives because they were 98% of the population. But the first and second estates pretty much said, no. We want the power, you can't have the power, no. So, they decided to declare themselves Parliament and the National Assembly. The king was pretty angry, but he still said, you know what, you can go become your own group and meet whenever you want. But at the same time, he was flooding the streets of Paris with troops loyal to him. So, pretty much what the revolutionaries decided to do was they needed weapons, so they stormed the Bastille prison and, in the end, got quite a lot of weapons. So, the governor of the Bastille prison decided to call a ceasefire, saving lives on both sides. Now, at that moment, everybody could have just said, you know what, let's stop fighting right now, and everything will be dandy. But instead, they chopped his head off and called me. So, now, the revolutionaries are fighting against the crown, and there's just this lot of hubbub going on, until a rumor comes up that Marie Antoinette is holding grain inside the castle at Versailles. So, a group of peasant women that are armed with weapons essentially go and put the king and his wife under house arrest. While this was all happening, the Third Estate, aka the National Assembly, had still not solved the food problem and the money problem. So they decided they were going to go and steal grain from Austria. This did not go over so well, and in the end pretty much declared war on Austria. So then, Prussia, or ally with Austria, decided to join the fight. And within that time, they then was in a war with Austria, Prussia, Spain, Britain, the Netherlands, and Portugal. Not very smart, considering they have no money and no food for anyone, not even bread. So, this whole thing went out, and around the end of 1793, Napoleon took power and became the next ruler. So after 100,000 lives lost, a decade of suffering, and 6 wars, the French monarchy went from one ruler to a new ruler. And I decided to hang up my axe and my guillotine and retire.